We are going for another session, so let us start this session and we'll go deep into it. So, subscribe all our channels. And write in the comment section what have you learned in the past and what if you have any feedback, so you can give feedback so that we can improve each session. So, this is Deep AI ML end to end, and we are learning data science in these sessions right now.
Yeah, so I will be sharing my screen. So let me know if my screen is visible. Yeah. So is my screen is visible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So today we're gonna see the role of data scientist. So which is gonna be very crucial because most of us we doesn't know what a data scientist should know, the skill, the programming, what kind of responsibilities they are having on what is a career path. So these are the things that we're gonna learn. Yeah. Over to you, sir.
So we have to learn the role of data scientist, which is very critical. Whether you're a AI ML engineer, AI researcher, or a deep learning engineer, or whatever, data science is a very crucial domain. And becoming data scientist, it will help you and it will certify you as a person that you know all the techniques of data science and how you can create models, insights, and different ideas so that you bring change and innovation in the projects and solving big problems. Yes.
Yeah, so it's gonna be inclusion of different skills, like from handling of data and how we gonna use the model and how we gonna project the insights to the client. So it's gonna be different tools, techniques that we gonna use so that we can have this role for the data scientist. So I'm just moving on to the next slide. So, what is data science? Actually, this is what we are just learning in the past two sessions. Where what is data science means? Whenever we apply a science onto the data, we will get a meaningful information. So, this data science is a combination of domain expertise and programming skill and knowledge of mathematics and statistics in order to extract the meaningful insights from the data. So, this is what a data science means. And this data science has a importance in different fields. Like we are mentioning, data science is not a single domain. It is like a technique that we can apply to different fields. So different domains we can apply this technique. Like we can go for healthcare, finance, e-commerce, and we learn the domain, and then we can apply this data science technique onto the domain to get the insights from those domains. Finally, the process of data science. I think last two sessions. I think last session we have learned about the descriptions of each process, like a brief about each process, like from data collection, how we analyze the data, and we go for modeling. Once we're done with modeling, we will be go for deployment. So these are all about what is data science and what are the importance and process. Yes, sir. Over to you.
So, which see the definition itself, you need to have combination of data science and domain expertise, whatever industry you are in. So you need to have those expertise, programming skills. You need to have knowledge of mathematics, computer science, mathematics, statics, and so that you can extract meaningful insights from the data. So then comes the importance. You it is like it is end to end. Data science is an end to end field. Data is new oil, and we need to have data scientists to understand new economy, new innovation, and new kind of problem solving approach, whether it is finance, healthcare, e-commerce, technology, AI, ML, deep learning, or any kind of. So AI is fourth industrial revolution. So you need to have data science skills, and one has to become a data scientist first to become an AI ML engineer or deep learning scientist or whatever field you want to go, because then you'll solve problems deeply understanding data. Then the process involves data collection, analysis, modeling, and deployment. So that is the work of a data scientist when he learns data science. So we already discussed in previous sessions. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, this is all about data science. Okay, what is data science? So moving on to the next slide, like we're gonna see defining the role of data scientist. So first of all, what will be like a job description? Okay, so data scientists use data to solve problems, driven decision making, and develop predictive models. So, like I will say in an example kind of thing. So you are given a problem to create a avatar kind of like a character kind of video, so that it will make a news kind of thing every day. So this is what a problem statement. You need to create a character avatar that can like tell or speak about the news of every day. So this is what the problem statement given to you. First of all, you need to solve this problem statement, and you need to give a decision making and then a predictive model. So for this problem statement, first of all, you need to collect the data in everyday manner, and you need to create an avatar. And once you have the data and avatar, you need to make the avatar to speak. Okay, so these are all the pipeline that you need to use in order to solve the problem of creating a talking avatar for news. Okay, so this is how the thing will be, and this is what the job description they are expecting, that entire pipeline that you guys need to know for the data scientist role. Then the skill required, so actually it gonna require all the skills, like from programming you guys need to know or Python, and not like just limited to this. You guys need to know like you can have a basic understanding of JavaScript, and then some user interface languages like tools like Streamline, like those things you need to know. So yeah, this is all about the programming languages. Whereas for statistics, guys, believe or not, we gonna use all the models in two lines. I think Sarah also can explain that, because everything is nowadays package, but every models is gonna be running in the background is has a statistical meaning around it. We will be going to learn back propagation, how the model weights are going to do. So as a human, consider we are as a human and we are as a model, how we are learning every day. We are doing some mistake. So I will give a simple example. So in childhood, we will be having a fire and we will touch the fire. What happens if we touch the fire? It will burn our finger, right? So then we have an understanding of we should not touch the fire. So like that only the model gonna learn, and it gonna learn and train, so that end of the day what it gonna be happening means it will not touch the fire. So I'm just saying in a layman manner. So this is how the background of every model will work. They will learn through this statistics and max. Okay, so and then finally machine learning, not like machine learning, it will be included of AI, machine learning, deep learning, LLMs, like those things. Those are the models. Okay, so which everything is a key skill. And the soft skills like communication and critical thinking, I think uh, as a data scientist, if you have the above mentioned skills, still machine learning like AI, ML, LLM. But I'm pretty sure if you don't have a soft skill of communication, then nothing is going to be like given to the client, right? So there is you have every information and insight with you, but you are not in a manner to project that. So for projecting that, you guys need to know how you need to communicate the data, because like once we have a tabular data, we know what the data is doing, but we need to project, we need to visualize, and we need to say in a manner that they can understand. Okay, so that is what a major role of communication occurs. So as data scientists, we need to have a proper communication, so that the end to end happens, like from problem statement solving, model building, and then creating a flow kind of thing, and a chart visualization, and then speaking it to the client, like a storytelling. Sarah is mentioning, no, in the previous session, storytelling is an art, not everyone will have. So as a data scientist, we need to have. And finally, critical thinking, we need to think in a manner of client. So how they gonna approach, what are the things, what are the different things that we can do, so like those things. So if a problem is given to you, you guys need to think in a client manner, how I can approach the problem, how I can acquire the data, how I can clean the data, handle the data, create a model. What happens if some failure occurs? You are given a model and you are just trained it and you given to the client. The client is coming after a month and saying that no, the model is not working fine. So you need to just be back propagate it, fine tune it. That there is something called as refinement, reinforcement learning. You need to go back, you need to connect with the feedback of the client, and you need to work for it. Okay, so this is all the key skills that you require. And typical day. So a data scientist involve a task like data cleaning, analysis, modeling, reporting, like those things. As I mentioned, I think I have mentioned everything in these 2 points itself. So the role of data scientist for the entire day is going to be starting from data acquisition, and how we going to clean the data, how we going to analyze the data, and then model building, and finally the report generation comes up. Once it is not stopped here. You need to convey to the client that this is all the insight that I got. So yeah, this is all about the defining the role of data scientist. Yes, sir. Over to you.
Yeah, so these are very important points if you understand the role. So, job description, where you have to solve the problems, drive decisions making, developing um, predictive models. You have to understand. Predictive means you have to predict. So, the models which will predict what is going to happen. Okay, past, we are not concerned about the past. Why we need a data scientist? He can predict the future so that we make the right kind of decisions and innovations in our project. So then comes the required skills. You need to learn, you need to know programming, stat, machine learning, soft skills, including communication, critical thinking, are very, very critical. You need to, the why critical thinking? Because you have to find the right source from the data. So when you know critical thinking, you will always go to the right source and collect data from there. You are not going to rely on unbiased or overfit, underfit kind of data, which has a lot of, you have to understand that. So you need to have soft skills to communicate, be empathetic, and you need to understand the perspective of client or stakeholders with whom you are working. So at and typical day, like data scientist day involves like data cleaning, analysis, model building, and reporting. So then he will build a model, he will give it to a AI engineer or AI researcher or AI scientist, whosoever. It's a team. So then they will build a solution for the problem statement. Yes, can we move to the next slide?
Yes. So next, the key responsibilities. Okay, I think we have already discussed about these steps. Okay, so for what are the key responsibilities? First of all, we are having data collection and cleaning. So gathering and preparing the data for the analysis, guys. If a problem statement is gonna throw on you, most of the time, from my experience, I'm just saying, right? The only the problem statement will be thrown on you. You need to collect data. So I think, uh, rather than going for the model building and then visualization and reporting, communication somewhat which is difficult, like challenging, but in order to collect the data, proper data, and then more like a legitimate data, and then proper, not, I'm just saying it in a manner like, in order to get a pure data, it is very difficult for us. For a problem statement, we need to come up with a pure data through which we can do the analysis. So once you collect the data, preparing and cleaning, you guys need to spend at least, I think, max of a day or two, in order to do the data collection and cleaning for a mini project. I'm just saying, not like a industry standard project. For a mini project itself, I'm just saying you need to spend at least 1 to 2 days to properly find the data and then cleaning. I think sir has different approach, but like for a mini project, I'm just saying you need to spend at least 1 to 2 days, everything from starting from a data collection to cleaning. Then we will go for a data exploration and analysis. Once you clean the data, now you need to go for a, um, the look and feel of a data. Through data exploration analysis, you can find how the data looks, what are the patterns it has, what are the insights it has, how many null values are there, how many duplicate values are there, how we can input some new values, that is, how we can handle the duplicate values, whether we need to drop the row, or whether we can just do the filling kind of things. And is there any suspicious data, or it's a kind of, and duplicate means there are different meanings, like some kind of suspicious data or some incorrect data, or some structure is missing, like those things, or like exploratory data analysis, it is called as EDA. We will get a look and feel of data in this second stage. Then we will go for model building and evaluation. Guys, one thing, you need to properly understand the problem statement. I'm going to say a problem statement. Your problem statement is going to be, you need to classify whether a given fruit is apple or orange. So when this problem statement is given to you and you just collect and do EDA, what kind of model you need to use? You need to use a classification model, right? So you should not use some other models, like because we are having different models for a specific task. We are having classification model to do the classification task, whereas regression model to go for a continuous value prediction, and clustering for unlabeled data, similarly association. So don't worry about these key terms, but you guys need to have an understanding of what kind of model or algorithm I need to use for which kind of data. So that is what the major thing that you need to know about this model building. Before going for model building, you should have an understanding. This is model I'm just using. The reason is this. Okay. Then evaluation. Actually, once we done with the model, actually nowadays all the packages comes with the pre-built kind of thing to go for a back propagation and fine tuning the parameters, and in order to give the accuracy as much as it can. But as a data scientist, we need to evaluate our model. There are different libraries available, like random search CV, grid search CV. Okay. Again, I'm just saying, don't worry about the technical term that we are speaking. You guys gonna learn everything. Okay. So you need to use these kind of things in order to evaluate your model and then take the hyperparameters so that you can get a best model out of it. So which is production ready. I'm just saying production ready means it is completely ready so that you can hand it over to the client. Okay. Then we will be having data visualization and reporting. So everything we have done, I'm just saying, you go for data collection is done, data exploration is done, model building, evaluation, everything is done. Now you are going to the client. Okay. You are just saying, yeah client, I've come here, I have collected the data, I have cleaned the data, I have done model data exploration, model building, evaluation. The client don't know anything. So the only thing the client knows means he can understand only the visualization. You need to create a report or a presentation kind of thing where you need to explain, this is the source where I have got the data, this is the pre-processing steps that I have done, this row I have just replaced with a mean value, and this is what the things I have done, this is how I have explored the data, these are the exploration things I have done, and finally I have gone with this model. The reason is behind this is the evaluation, this is giving the accuracy. Because only when you explain the client, if consider the client is from a finance domain and he knows about the stock markets kind of thing, he only knows, like, I think there is something called as open and close kind of thing, and before closing of a share market, before opening of the share market, the price value will be different. So that the client can give some insight to you, no, no, this is wrong, this is how, this is not a way to collect the data, or you need to use some other different columns for the model prediction. So you should be in a manner to explain the client, this is what I have done, so that some feedback from a client will come, and you need to retweak this. Okay. Retrain the model, and you need to collect a proper data based on the client report. Okay. I'm pretty sure Sarah also will agree, because like it is going to be cyclic process. Whenever we come up with the answer, the client will again come, no, no, this is not a thing, you need to again go to the circle, and
So
you
you
need to
have to
again
do a
collect
lot
the
of
data.
iterations,
Yeah. In
and
order to make.
in order to
Yeah.
make the first is you have to work on the scope of your problem statement. That is everything for you.
Okay.
So
So
once you get a problem statement done, you get it approved from the clients and stakeholders, and then that will guide you throughout the process. So what is your objective function? What are you going to solve? You have to collect data according to that. You have to clean it. You have to do EDA. You have to do model building and evaluation, and you need to find the right model, then data visualization and reporting, and then you have to again reconfirm with the client that is this what we want. You have to iterate till you reach the objective function, whatever you have decided and defined in the problem statement, because you ultimately are going to solve that specific problem statement. And guys, I'll tell you, uh, I usually prefer giving more time when you go and define the problem statement and getting it approved. That is the most critical job. And second is then the data, the what kind of data, because that problem statement will bring everything. You will collect data according to that. You will build models, solutions, products, services, whatever you want to do. That your guiding objective function, your goal is only that problem statement. How well you have defined that problem statement, determines the success of your project or whatever you are doing. So everything is like what I'll say, it is a soul for a body to, you have to build a body, a human body kind of thing, but the soul determines that how kind, what kind of body it should be. So that is the problem statement. You have to define it very clearly, get it approved, and then use these would be the responsibilities as a data scientist. Then you have to do data visualization reporting according to your problem statement. That is like, problem statement is a compass. It will show you direction where you have to go specifically. Okay. And then once you develop a model, then you have to deploy and monitor and iterate and continuous improvement. These are
Yeah.
the major key responsibilities for a data scientist. Okay, if you want to become, so this is the core. Whether you become a data scientist or not, if you are in AIML, you have to learn this thing.
So yeah, that's the thing. So I will say from my experience, okay, I have worked on a textile pattern creation project. Believe me or not, in order to convince the client is that much difficult. To get a requirement from a client, what they are expecting is completely different. I will say in this manner, as a data scientist, the client will expect from you like a magic. They just need a magic from you. So that textile pattern creation project, no, so what happens means the client have given me the problem statement that whenever I give a textile design, the design should be in different color. It should happen in a different color. That's the problem statement. I have created a report, got an approval from the client, and I have built a model, and model is doing perfectly fine. Everything is happening there. If they are giving a pattern, and they are giving some other color, like consider we are having a flower pattern, it is a white color. If they give pink, the white color pattern will be converted to pink. Now comes a problem. Client is asking, you need to create a different design. If they give a flower pattern, it should be like a pink color of leaf. How we can do? We have created a model for only this color change. So what helps me there means the report which is signed off by the client. Okay, then only I'm able to speak. Yeah, no, no, this is what the requirement you have given. This is what the report we have signed off. So this is what I have done. So
Yeah. So there
that's it.
once, yeah, that is the problem statement. Yeah, when you are going for any project, so every project is built on a problem statement. You have to get that problem statement approved, and you need to see the scope. You have to define also the scope. So tomorrow, if their client asks you or anybody asks you, okay, you have not made this, so you can specifically say that it is not in the scope, it is not in the problem statement, so I cannot do that. If you want, we'll charge you extra for that, but there will be extra cost. Or if you have a job responsibility as a data scientist, so that can be like, okay, whatever was in the problem statement I have done. So now if you want me to do another project, it can be a different problem statement are additional to that, and or it would be a version 2 of it, or a next level project, but it cannot be fit in this because this was the scope of this particular project, so I cannot make it. You need to be very smart into that. When you're
Yeah.
defining a problem statement, you can't solve all problems. Your problem statement should be very specific and clearly defined and approved by the client or a stakeholder or project manager or whosoever, so that there is no ambiguity left.
Yeah. So as sir is mentioning, that is the same thing I have done. Consider the thing which I have done for phase one, okay, and go for the phase two, and you need to give this much charge. So that is what we have done. So in our company, we have done the same thing. So yeah, guys, like consider this as our experiences. We are just sharing our experiences. So these are the things that you guys need to handle whenever you want to become a data scientist. This everything that you guys need to handle. So I'm pretty sure once everything is completed within a down a year, you guys once you guys watch all our videos and come up with this, I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna be the next very skilled data scientist, I will say.
So
Yeah.
I'll give you example that, okay, suppose a client wants me to build a hotel resort without swimming pool. Okay, so I am going to design a resort without swimming pool. So rooms, everything, all these things, huh? Space is there, structure, 100 rooms, so many bathrooms, lawn and stuff. Huh? But swimming pool is not in the problem statement in the scope. And then this client comes me and says, you have not built swimming pool. So if so you will say it is not in the problem statement. So if you say if you don't have approved problem statement, what will happen? Neither he will argue. He'll say, okay, I have told you, but and you don't have a document, you don't have approved problem statement, and then that 10 to 20 lakh rupees cost is on you because you have to build that swimming pool in your budget whatever you have asked because that you did not consider in your problem statement, and later you did not build WBS work breakdown structure, and you did not got the requirement and costing done according to, and you did not build a budget on that based on swimming pool. Now you're getting swimming pool in your project. So same thing happens with the project. So they will add new things in your project. But if it is approved problem statement, clear requirements mentioned and defined everything, so then and only you will be successful. Otherwise, every day there will be a new thing adding to your scope and you will go into losses if you are an entrepreneur. If you are an employee, so you have to work for 16 hours every day and your work will never end.
Yeah,
Okay,
that will
so
be the case. You
be
cannot
careful.
sleep also. Yeah. So, like, I will end this slide by saying this: it should be a win-win state for both client and us. That's it. So, that's what's a major thing that you guys need
Let's
to.
move to the other slide.
Yeah. Yeah. So next is essential tools and technology. Yes, sir. We will be having different languages, right? We are mentioning, Python is the most common languages, which everyone is using because like it is a user friendly and more like it is like an English language. You doesn't. Whenever a guy come and tell me I don't know any programming language, then I will close my eyes and blindly I will say go and learn Python. No, not learn. Go and use Python. I will say because like it's simple English language. If you want to print something, you just need to go print and give within a circle bracket. You need to give you something in a string. That's it.
Yeah,
It will
right.
print.
So these are the language, like as a data scientist, you need to learn Python. It is very simple. You need to know the how to use libraries. R, again, you need to learn that language. SQL, you need to be good at that using data manipulation analysis. Libraries, you can use Pandas, NumPy, Scikit-learn, TensorFlow, and different tools you can use. And data visualization, Tableau, Power BI, Matplotlib, you can use all these, and big data tools,